You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
Right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, they are doing it yet again. And by they, I'm talking about the mainstream sports media. Oh, the NBA. Oh, the NBA ratings. Oh, my goodness. Oh, have you seen those NBA ratings? Now, I told you guys I tuned in for the return of the NBA on NBC. It's a fantastic production. It was a good broadcast. It got you in those old feels. Okay, great. I thought, well, I may tune in for some more NBA. I've watched exactly 0 minutes of any more NBA basketball this season. I don't know if it's I'm too busy. I don't know if it's I'm still a little raw over the political aspirations and affiliations of the NBA 2020 through 2023. Before Adam Silver dropped the hammer on them and said, we're not doing this political thing anymore. Boy, the WNBA can learn a little something from that. Looking right at you, Natasha Cloud. But here we are, and part of our job at Black and White Sports, regardless of which channel it is to expose this BS. Because we all know, just like we called out with the WNBA ratings, we know these ratings are inflated. These ratings are different. While based on their measurements, the ratings may be accurate, you can't call this an increase over anything because there is no precedent. You're starting over with your 61% up. No, you can start that next year if you want and compare it to this year that's got the same measurement tools. But we know all of this has changed. This is Sports Media Watch. NBA maintained its strong opening week pace in week 2 of the season. And we'll get to the World Series versus the NBA Finals because, it was ugly. NBA games were averaging 2.33 million viewers across NBC Universal, ESPN, Prime Video through the second week of the season, up 61% from last year. That is actually a slight increase over the opening week margin of 60%. An average that, including NBA TV, which remains Nielsen rated, will be added when available. The premiere of NBC's Coast to Coast Tuesdays led the week 2 slate with a Nielsen estimated 1.2 rating and 2.14 million viewers for covers that featured the Knicks Bucks in most markets and Clippers Warriors on the West Coast. Adding in Adobe Analytics, measured streaming audiences of 878,000. The telecast averaged 3.01 million, the league's largest Tuesday audience prior to Christmas since 1996, including opening night. That superlative comes with multiple caveats. You don't say down in paragraph 3. Instead of giving people this as a heads up, beyond Nielsen's methodology changes, which include the February expansion of the out-of-home viewing and September shift to, quote, big data plus panel, it is also the case that NBC is the only major broadcaster regularly combining its viewerships across multiple measurement companies. So in other words, again, you can't say this is up 60% from last year because the way you're measuring everything has changed. In addition, the regional coast-to-coast format allows for a single viewership figure that combines both games rather than separate single-game figures that were reported in past years. Wow, come on. I mean, this is shady as all get out. Finally, it's worth noting that prior to this year, the NBA has never had a regular weeknight window on broadcast television. As one might imagine, given all those caveats, viewership about tripled last year's Nielsen-only panel-only 2-game average on cable network TNT. Well, look, when you go to broadcast television, when you go to free over-the-air television, the ratings do go up. That's what generally happens. Let's go over here because it's not all hunky-dory. World Series crushed the NBA Finals ratings again. Perhaps the most notable comparison between the two leagues comes during the championship rounds. In 2025, both the World Series and NBA Finals extended to 7 games. According to Nielsen, Game 7 of the Dodgers Blue Jays World Series on Fox averaged 24.9 million viewers. Wow! By comparison, Game 7 of the Thunder and Pacers Finals averaged 16.4 million viewers on ABC. I mean, yikes. Yikes. While the final calculations are pending, the World Series is projected to average 15 million viewers, combining the 12.38 million from Games 1 through 5 with Game 7. Well ahead of the 10.27 million NBA average, the second lowest on record. Here's the thing. You also got the same issue here, too. Because these new methodologies also lend itself to these huge World Series ratings. All right, now do I think the World Series would have still beaten the dog shit out of the NBA? Yeah, because it happened last year before any of these changes. But here we are yet again in the media and all these networks, because what happens here is, and we saw it with ESPN especially, oh, let's share our year over year, when you can't do that now. You can't do that now. It's not accurate. It's not a level playing field. While you may have technically had that many people watching, maybe. How do you know what last year would have looked like if you'd have had all the bullshit ways of tracking everything now? We're going to add this, and we're going to add multiple games. What? Into a window. That's kind of like ESPN. We're going to show you the national championship game. We're going to have a feed on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, SEC Network, ACC Network, all the coaches cast, the Manning cast, the stick it up your anus cast. This has all gotten shady. It really has. And they want fans to just be like, nah, we're good. Look, the NBA has got a triumphant return. Okay. I mean, okay. Now, no doubt, again, the NBC broadcast is going to have more viewers because it is on over-the-air antenna versus TNT, which is on cable. So the dude that is like literally F all these streaming services, I'm sitting in a cabin in the woods and I got my antenna up, flipping around. Oh, I do like sports still. Let me stop and watch this NBA game. Yeah, that's gonna help ratings. It is. But throw in everything, including the kitchen sink, to get an all-new high rating. Yeah, we're going to call it out. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.